So I want to talk to everybody a little bit about where we're at now. We're 3 months out from doing the MSC exosome injections in my C1, C2 area. I'm a C4 incomplete. Prior to doing my procedure, I did a baseline test that gave me an idea of where I was neurologically, my muscle strength, my nerve pain, all that stuff. Since then, I've put a couple updates out, and people have seen kind of where I've come from and where I'm at now. And I officially just went and did my urodynamics, which urodynamics is a test of the bladder to see how it's functioning. So prior to doing the stem cells, for example, when I would do my urodynamics, we would have a series of results. One of which was because of the spasticity in my bladder, it shrunk significantly. So normal bladder is around 400 milliliters. This is down to about 150 now. And then as soon as it fills to that 150, the bladder would begin to spasm and spasm and spasm. And then eventually, if I wasn't able to empty my bladder, the urine would go back up into my kidneys and cause renal failure, which is the big risk, obviously, and dysreflexia and all the other stuff. Since doing the procedure, I've noticed quite a few things that have changed in regards to that. One of which is that prior, I always could feel my bladder spasming. I mean, I'd be sitting here going, is my bag clogged? Is the hose pinched? You know, it feels like I've got to pee. Nothing's happening. And it turns out it would just be the bladder spasming. I don't get that at all anymore. So after doing the test, you notice that now the bladder is double in size. So it's gone from 150 milliliters up to 400. I'm not taking any medications to relax it or doing anything other than the exosomes. They've tried putting me on medications over and over and over again. I've always refused them just because they make me so dry and constipated and all that. So it's up to 400 milliliters now. It no longer spasms when it's filling. And when it finally does reach a pressure, I'm able to evacuate the bladder. So now I'm able to sit there, feel it building, and go, oh, okay, I've got to drain it. And if I want to, I could just start peeing. This is all on a chart. It's a graph. You can see where the pressure in the bladder is building. You can see where there's no spasticity in it. You know, there's a whole slew of things that prove that these exosomes have done something to my neurological system. Now, that's ignoring all my muscle strength change and the fact that I actually have almost no nerve pain anymore. Guys, I've gone from 600 milligrams of Lyrica and 50 milligrams of amitriptyline a day with consistent burning throughout the entire time. I was always burning. It always felt like I had ice water from the nipples down and you're just freezing to death. I rarely feel anything other than warm and tingly. Yesterday, I got pretty burnt in the nice 95-degree weather. So, of course, it got me a little fired up and the nerve pain was kicking, but I hopped in the chamber when I got home and I was all good. So, I mean, like this morning, I woke up and I felt no burning. I felt no tightness. I just laid there and relaxed, which I don't remember ever being able to do. You know, I know a lot of people are going to tell you their opinion on which stem cells are best and this and that. My only recommendation is do your research, you know, find out firstly, how do stem cells work? Then find out where do they get the different stem cells. You know, you've got your MSCs that come from placental tissue that they can get from C-sections or just regular placental tissue outside the country. You can get it from your bone marrow and your fat, you know, but if you get stem cells from your bone marrow and fat, they have aged just as much as you have. And if you get them from somebody else's bone marrow, the same thing. If they're 20 years old, they have 20-year-old stem cells. When you're getting it from placental tissue, it's new stem cells. They're young, they're vibrant, you know, they're more plentiful. So there's logic behind it. You know, I'm not saying that doing bone marrow and fat aren't going to give you results. It obviously does. It shows. I mean, I talk to anybody that's done it. You know, Jack Pierce, he's gone to Bangkok and done it a couple times, and he sees results. It's happening. It's just a matter of which is going to be the most effective, most cost effective. You know, to have to go to Bangkok to get these stem cells done, and you pay 30 grand or 40 grand or whatever it is. Yeah, I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure it could be worth it. You got great PT. You've got to do the PT with it. You can't just do the stem cells and expect all this to come without doing anything. You know, you've still got to reconnect the brain and body. So the idea I have is that obviously the exosomes, I understand what they are and how they work. And so for me, it was justified to spend far less money and be able to do it here in the U.S. At a local place. The doctor is more than willing to talk to anybody and explain everything. And I think it's just a very open, transparent environment, which, again, rarely you get. Even if you go talk to Panama or Bangkok, they're just going to tell you whatever they want to tell you. Everybody does that. They want to make sales. I'm not saying that it doesn't work. I'm just saying that there's probably more efficient ways to go about it. This is, again, based on my research. I get a lot of people message me saying, hey, is it worth doing it? Hey, should I do this right now? I'm not going to be able to sit here and tell you, yes, it's worth doing it. For me, I was 2 years after my injury. I was at a point in time where I knew it was worth it. I saw the minimal risk. I did my research on it, and I've seen great results. I can't sit here and say that each spinal cord injury is going to see the same thing either. Somebody can come in with the exact same injury, incomplete, the whole 9 yards, and they may not see half of the results that I saw. It's just so individualized when you're dealing with such a fine, intricate system. So again, but at the end of the day, this can drastically increase your quality of living, your quality of life, and multitudes of areas. Even if it's something simple as reducing nerve pain or being able to turn your bladder around a little bit so it's a little less dangerous. These are huge, huge things. And yes, over time, technology is just going to make this better and better and better. And it's going to get to a point where it's so efficient that they probably just shoot a shot right at your accident and off you go, you're healed. But ignoring spinal cord injury, what stem cell is able to be used for is just like medical marijuana. It's absolutely insane, the diversity of uses. You can use if you've got torn rotator cuffs, or if there's a child with autism, if you've got degenerative vertebrae in your lower spine. This is all stuff that can be fixed with spinal or stem cells. So look into it. Truly open your mind to it. Granted, is it going to get you up and walking tomorrow? Probably not. But at the end of the day, pick and choose your battles. You can sit here and be loathsome and, believe that all the stuff that's coming out is all snake oil and bullshit. Well, a lot of times science has been proven wrong, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's how we progress. But as we learn more and more and more, it becomes more fine-tuned and more accurate, and hopefully be able to help more and more people. So again, people, I went to the Stem Cell Center of New Jersey, right here in North Jersey. Dr. Doug Spiel, the company's Chimera Labs. They're the ones that actually produce the exosomes with Dr. Duncan Ross. There's a lot of info out there. Go listen to some Joe Rogan. It'll do you some good. He talks about all the stuff on there. But like I said, people, keep an open mind. Realize that there are some good things happening out there, and it doesn't just come down to the sole deciding factor. Can it make people walk? There's other things to consider. Hope this helps, and sorry for the long videos again. But again, if anybody's got any more questions, just let me know. I'm always around and willing to answer as much as I can. All right. Have a good one.